Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. At last check, thousands, around 7,000, are still without power, and many do not have access to running water following last week's deadly flooding. The death toll remains at 37, and Governor Beshear with a bit of good news today, saying most people reported missing to Kentucky State Police have been accounted for. Most people. WYMT's Dakota Makris begins our coverage with one organization from Ohio doing what it can to provide hope in the form of clean laundry.
It is a small act, putting big smiles on those impacted by historic flooding.
Some people are without power, some people are without water, some people have lost everything. So a variety of situations that we're able to come in and help and provide them with clean laundry.
Matthew 25 Ministries deployed the Tide Loads of Hope mobile unit. The organization is at the Hazard Walmart. It can wash up to 150 loads per day. People can drop off 2 bags of clothes per household for free.
Sometimes the small things can make a big difference. If we can take this off their plate and let them focus on other things, that's what we're here for.
Making a difference for people like Don Spicer, his family, and
Francis.
Oh.
But she's rotted.
They were impacted by flooding in Buckhorn. His power was turned back on Monday, but his water is still out.
You just thank these people so much, you know. You don't really know how appreciated you are until you know you don't have that.
And the organization is providing more than just laundry services.
We'll be in the neighborhoods distributing products, so that's with Cintas, P&G, and then we've also got the Duracell Power Forward program, so they'll be distributing batteries and providing battery charging services.
Hoping a bag of clean clothes makes a huge difference. In Perry County, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
The organization will be in Hazard through at least Thursday. People can expect to get their clothes back in 24 hours. To see where the group will be next, you can check out their social media pages. The Buckhorn School in Perry County was breached by floodwaters Thursday, and while it's difficult to know where they will go from here, community members say they are seeing tremendous good right now. Across from the school that is the centerpiece and maybe even the heartbeat of the community of Buckhorn, water is being unloaded throughout the day.
The donations have been unreal. They're coming from all over the United States, and we appreciate it so much.
People are getting supplies brought in by the truckload and even on horseback. Any way possible, they are seeing that it can be done, and they will get through this. We also understand there's a school board meeting tomorrow in Perry County to decide on the future of these facilities that have been flooded and the school calendar. So, of course, we'll keep you updated on that. There's a road in Knott County called Frogtown, and neighbors from that community say helping people is just what you do here. WYMT's Olivia Calfee takes us to that area.
The people who live on Frogtown Road are living proof.
Eastern Kentuckians always stick together. We always have. It's like one family in this area.
When Earl Moore received a call from his mom around 3 o'clock Thursday morning,
she was concerned because water was already in her home, and she's in a wheelchair and unable to walk.
Unable to drive, all he had was his neighbor's kayak.
I wanted to use that kayak to get to my mother. Even though it's 4 a.m., it's dark, my only concern was my mother and possibly drowning.
He rescued his mom, then the pair made their way to Wheeler Jacobs' house.
We was hollering at him outside, telling him to bring it to the back door. And when he brought it over to the back door, we just opened the sliding door up, and he just slid it in. The water was that high.
Jacobs tried to help as many as he could. His house became a safe place for people on Frogtown Road.
And I felt bad that I couldn't have reached any of the others. If our neighbor needs help, we help our neighbors.
It is a story of Eastern Kentuckians helping each other. In Knott County, Olivia Calfee, WYMT Mountain News.
They both said that the amount of people that have volunteered to help has been wonderful.
Well, the good news is we have not seen much, if any, more rain to exacerbate the flood problems we've already seen around the region. The bad news is we're replacing it, at least for much of this work week, at least the middle of the work week, with some high heat out there. In fact, the heat advisory has been issued for areas that were hardest hit from the flooding, at least from our friends at the National Weather Service in Jackson. You see Owsley, Clay, into Leslie, Perry, Breathitt, Knott, Letcher, Floyd, and Pike counties. That goes into effect tomorrow at noon, runs through 8 o'clock. Because we've got so many people in these areas, maybe that still don't have power, or first responders still helping in the recovery. That's why that's been issued already. And then the criteria a little lower up to the north, where our West Virginia counties and Lawrence County in Kentucky have been added for the day tomorrow. All quiet out there tonight. I-75 in London, all sunny. Same thing downtown Whitesburg. We like to see the sunshine there, don't we, at this hour? 85 degrees. Dew point is 71, though. It feels closer to 90 at this point. Not a whole lot of wind there to stir up some of the air and get it moving. A couple of downpours north of Painesville and south and west of West Liberty right now. That's about it. Those will continue to just kind of pop off and on. They won't last very long as we head through the nighttime hours. We'll watch them. Everything should be on the quiet side. We're on the warm side, though. Middle and upper 80s as we head through this afternoon. Feels closer to those low 90s throughout the region. The latest on the high heat we could expect and when we could see an increase in showers again. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. Businesses throughout the region are working hard to reopen their doors. WYMT's Jordan Mullins visited one restaurant in Floyd County where many hours are being put in to reopen, and help others.
On Thursday, the Garrett community of Floyd County, like many others across the region, was rocked by swift and historic flooding, damaging homes and businesses. One business, the Garrett Fountain, has since focused on rebuilding with the help of the community.
When we opened the doors, we didn't think like this week would even be a possibility, but come Friday morning, so many people showed up. We had different teams for each room. Like we were able, it wasn't even us, it was the community.
Working hard to open their doors once again.
It was extremely hard for us to have to focus on the business and fixing it back and not be out helping others. So we're looking forward to getting back on our feet so that we can help other people.
And helping folks come together for a hot meal, or just for a slice of normalcy.
We want to be open so that people can come in and have that normal feeling, you know, at least for a moment before they walk back into chaos.
Building back in order to help others as much as possible.
We will try to take up items, we will try to feed people, anything that we can do personally to help our community, we will.
Not just a pizza place, but a safe space. In Floyd County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Owners Aaron and Amber Spartman say the Garrett Fountain will officially reopen on Friday, just a week after cleanup began, and they invite the entire community to come together again. We are partnering with WKYT in Lexington and WSAZ in Charleston, Huntington, West Virginia for Appalachia Rises, a week of giving. Our goal is to support the ARH Foundation Fund for Flood Relief and the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky Crisis Fund. Now, our fundraising efforts have received yet another major boost from Hazard native Joe Craft and his wife, former UN Ambassador Kelly Knight Craft. The couple will now match every dollar raised for the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky Crisis Fund now to $1.5 million. That means we could potentially raise $3 million for flood relief or even more. You can get involved in the fundraising effort by scanning the QR code that you see there on your screen. The Kentucky Wildcats past, present, and future UK basketball stars will be coming to London on Saturday to give back to Eastern Kentucky. Several members of the Kentucky women's basketball team, including former Harlan County star Blair Green and Shelby Valley standout Cassidy Rowe, will partner with the North Laurel basketball team to host the 606 basketball camp for flood relief. The camp will take place on Saturday at North Laurel High School. Registration begins at 8 a.m. and is open to boys and girls from kindergarten through 8th grade. All proceeds to the Appalachia Rising Flood Relief Campaign and the Foundation for Appalachia Crisis Fund. We'll be right back.